It's 11 o'clock, and it's time now for the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news on this late Tuesday night, February 21st, 2017. Good evening, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins, and I your 11 o'clock news and here. Top story of the 11th hour on this late Tuesday night is the Trump administration on Tuesday sought to lay growing fears among immigrant communities over a wide range of new directives to ramp up enforcement against illegal immigrants, insisted that the measures are not intended to produce mass deportations. During a visit to the National Museum of African American History and Culture on Tuesday, President Trump spoke out against threats against the Jewish community. Before making unanimous gains and lost a lot of conservative political actor conference invitation to book deal Trump, the now former Breitbart News editor had already said many times that a lot of many offensive things and within them down. 3 generals bound by Iraq will guide Trump and security. Hospital in Houston has blocked that for nearly 2 hours on Tuesday after getting reports of shots fired, but no evidence of the actual shooter or gunman was found inside, officials said. The bodies of 74 migrants men were recovered by the Living Red Crescent after washing up on the country's northern coast near the city of Taiwan. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's half-brother was asked to serve as the leader of the current North Korean government in exile before he was killed last week during an airport assassination, Korean Times reported. London, French presidential hopeful Emmanuel Macron said he hopes to attract a trail of the British bakers that are committed to the France in the wake of the UK's departure from the European Union. Dallas reported yelled out, "Mayday!" but didn't say what the emergency was before this. Black plane crashed into the roof of an Australian shopping mall, killed himself before American tourist and investigators said Wednesday. A group demonstrated this morning. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community in New York earlier this month. The Trump administration expected to end the policy that provided the school bathroom access to transgender students. San Jose, a flood emergency in South San Jose and Tuesday left some neighborhoods completely in water. Fire crews helped evacuate hundreds of residents by boat. Mount Carmel, Iowa, resident started the Senate Republican Break Center, the best in their home state Tuesday. Senator Jody Harris spread the Veterans Roundtable to the entire eastern Iowa town, far away from the entire Trump report of Obamacare protests. Venezuela's refugees welcome inside at the Statue of Liberty. North November 51-year-old North African woman was killed on Interstate 495 in Bellingham. A special moment for a Madison High School hockey senior. Another man with multiple drug driving charges placed in home confinement. Pipeline and gets bid for battle. Nurses, healthcare professional have a new contract with a Morton Hospital. Driver suffers injuries in a Rehoboth crash, and another driver involved in a high-speed chase from Cape Cod to Middlesbrough has just gotten a substance abuse treatment center when he entered after he was found asleep near the wheel last month in Edinburgh while allegedly under the influence of drugs. Wells Fargo and Company fought head of its consumer credit card business industry of senior managers at the bank's board examined how abuse to sell practice spread by the branches for responding to a national scandal last year. And then there were 3. American United and each began sales of new basic having fares on Tuesday. Venture rival Delta in an effort by the Big 3 U.S. France to pay $4.48 billion to Yahoo, about $350 million, less than initially involved after 3 breaches at its goals last year. NASA unveiled new exoplanet discovered tomorrow. A series of storms that are doing in California for the past few weeks, but in latest solutions currently swelling rivers and reservoirs that are already spilling over. Scientists from UC Berkeley and Google hope to create the most complete record of a solar eclipse ever. Artists citizen scientists, and that means they need your help. Faced with a possible cuts to the research agencies and fears about suppression of data, it says that Sunday's rally in Boston and the voice of the growing court was concerned citizens and scientists. Average life expectancy will increase globally by 2030 and by birth at the age of 65. According to News Today, the 2-time ports will have defend when last spent to the population extended due to improvements in the maternal and child health. Suicide after fatal injuries and homicides in the most frequent cause of death for U.S. citizens in between the ages of 15 and 24. 70 young Americans in particular increased risk of dying by suicide. An Oklahoma farmer paid tribute to his pregnant wife, self-innocence, in a beautiful viral post on February 17th, where she again posted a photo of the wife carrying on Facebook. There was a lesson about the one in testosterone studies released this week, but that has nothing to do with testosterone and testing how testosterone affects anemia was designed with an ethical lapse that nobody had noticed until the study was complete. Peter Joe News time is now 11:04 on this late Tuesday night, and it's time now for a traffic and trend report on this late Tuesday night here. Baby! Let's remember with the subway system it's looking good on the commuter rail and the first. They are all looking good here. Alright, let's look at some highways and byways around the New York City region and New England here. Down in New York City, where 95 on the northbound side by England, New Jersey, down to George Washington Bridge into the Bronx. Brooklyn Queens Expressway eastbound side Brooklyn and 478 all the way out to Brooklyn Bridge. 678 on the southbound side. It's a little slow after a long expressway in the Queens. 95 on the southbound side. It is back to Harrison. 84 on the westbound side. A little slow just around Interstate 91 in Harper, Connecticut. 395 on the southbound side. Back to Route 6 in Killenly. But Howard's on my way to Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. Looking get it. Only slow spotters. 25 on the southbound side. Little slow to Route 20 in the Middleburg here. In Vermont, North Carolina, without letting get in New York State 3 eastbound side, a little slow around Schenectady, and all the way 50 on the northbound side, a little slow in Southern Quebec headed towards Montreal. Peter Challenger's on level 5 on this late tonight, and it's time now for a weather report here. And we had a decent day in the weather department on a Tuesday. Not too hot, not too cold, just perfect conditions, and it was a picture perfect day for everyone, including yours truly, to take advantage of the sunshine and soak up that vitamin D. Alright, current conditions here in Nottingham, it's 35 degrees on temperature with a dew point about 32 degrees, humidity 90%, and barometer 3.08 inches here. Looking at current conditions around the region, it's 37 in Plymouth, and in Boston, and Salem, and Gloucester, and in Bedford, and Provincetown, and Chinaman, and Martha's Vineyard, and Nantucket. It's 37 in New Bedford, 36 in Falmouth, and Taunton, 39 degrees up in Norwood, and Alabama, and Fitchburg, 34 in Worcester, 36 in Providence, 39 in Newport, and in Montauk 42, 39 Buckon, 40 in Nislip, 41 in New York City, 39 in Bridgeport and New Haven, 36 in Denver, Waterbury, and Middletown, 37 in Hartford and Winslow, Connecticut, and Springfield, Massachusetts, 36 in Orange, Massachusetts, and Jeffrey, and Keene, New Hampshire, and Manchester, and Concord, and Nashville, and Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It is 41 degrees up in Bremer and Bennington, Vermont, 37 in North Annas, Massachusetts, Rutland, Vermont, and Lebanon, New Hampshire, and up in Portland, Maine, and 32 in Dover, New Hampshire, 36 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and a pair of 41s from Albany and Silver Springs, New York. Alright, look at that surface map around the country, and it shows high pressure ridges off the New England coast and the intermittent Rockies of Utah and Colorado, and a station front off California, of course, measured the coast front from California, stretching all the way up and around Montana, and measured the front line from with a pink front from Montana, and measured the station front for the North Dakota, measured the warm front up from North Dakota up to Minnesota here, and a front line from Colorado, and New Mexico, and on west to Texas here, and a front line from Montana, stretching all the way down to the Dakotas, and on Kansas, and around to Kansas, and a pair of front lines, one front line from Tennessee all the way down to Louisiana, and a front line with a low pressure around the Gulf Coast here, and a station front from Mississippi, stretching down to Georgia, and a merger with a coast front from Alabama, and down around the Florida Gulf Coast, around the Gulf of Mexico here, and a station front from Missouri, merging with a coast front from Illinois, stretching all the way up into the Ontario with a front of boundary, and a pink front around Ontario here. 46 degrees at temperature right here in Detroit. It's 58 degrees out in Pittsburgh. 40 in Washington, D.C. 62 at Atlanta. 70 in Miami, Florida. 66 in Brownsville. 68 in Dallas, Texas. 54 in Kansas City. 52 in Omaha, Nebraska. 58 in Chicago. 53 in Minneapolis, St. Paul. 57 in Denver. 38 in Salt Lake City. 58 in Albuquerque, Mexico. It's 65 in Phoenix. 63 in Las Vegas, Nevada. 62 in Los Angeles. It's 52 in San Francisco. 35 in Great Falls, Metro, with a low pressure around Montana. And 44 out in Seattle, Washington. Here. Alright, looking at radar here. And it shows a line of rain and snow showers. A line of snow showers from down East Maine, stretching all the way off the New Hampshire coast, and some rain showers off the Cape Anns, and a line of snow showers from east Quebec and northwestern Maine, stretching all the way out of North New Hampshire and western New Hampshire, and Vermont, and northwestern Massachusetts, with some sleet and snow around Vermont and around Keene, New Hampshire, and that's why that's southern Vermont and western Mass are under a freezing rain advisory here. And this will be a rain showers from Scranton around Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and some rain showers south of Altoona, Pennsylvania, and some rain showers south of Poughkeepsie, New York here, and some rain showers south of Utica and northwestern Oneida as this front goes through, it's going to fall apart. So you don't need to worry about this precipitation. Just be careful for a few icy spots in Metro West and northern suburbs and central and western Massachusetts and Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Near. And seeing some snow and sleet west of Quebec and Montreal and up on the northeastern Ontario, and some snow showers east of Quebec and stretching on north central New Brunswick. With some clouds coming in much of the region, of the northeast region here. And looking at radar satellite, looping it shows a line of rain from Ohio stretching all the way down to Kentucky, down around Tennessee, and around the Florida Gulf Coast, and some clouds coming in and some rain showers from northern Minnesota stretch around the Dakotas. And snow and sleet and rain showers around Wyoming and on Utah, and some snow in Nevada, and some rain showers central to the northern portion of California, some snow in Sierra, northern Sierras here, rains and snow stretching on Oregon with some clouds. Spotty rain showers in western Washington State, and some spotty snow showers from Idaho down for western portions of Montana and Wyoming, and raining around the Dakotas here. Alright, let us take a look at what I am thinking. Expected icy conditions north and west of Boston tomorrow morning. Be a mild day tomorrow in the 50s. Flirting with 60 on Thursday. Saturday storm on the mild side and back to our cold front on Friday. Here. What I'm thinking, what any of the middle features of backdoor cover, gonna have cold temperatures, low clouds, and no smog enjoyment at a destroying warm aspects. And if seen on Friday, stay south of it. Expect temperatures colder than Thursday. And if you enjoy unseasonably warm weather, stay away. Those fronts just don't care at all here. So I'm looking at that backdoor cold front on Friday here. And no hazardous weather concerns for the next 7 weeks here. And looking at the models for Saturday, we're going to get a lot of rain with some steady rain here in southern New England. Heavy rain down in the wind. Upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, according to the model set. Okay, looking at forecast discuss for weak cold front anticipated across the New England Lake tonight, as then seems a mild temperature rain across southern New England Lake this week with a low pressure system past west of the region. A strong cold front will cross the system past west of the region. A strong cold front will cross the region Saturday afternoon and evening, bringing showers and possibly a few thunderstorms. Near seasonal conditions return early next week with blustery conditions on Sunday. Temperatures at 9 p.m. with 3 to 4 degrees milder than forecast guidance spreads. The same out. 2-point spreads were 13 to 20 degrees. Showing a very dry and mountain place. Meanwhile, precipitation wind across East New York. So precipitation in that area was if a zero trace out of bunch of 0.01 in a few spots. This would point to the most of the radar precipitation evaporating on the way down between the scattered coverage and the evaporation. In respect, many areas will be missed on the municipal precipitation. The rest will have any. Very light amount to the best, and temperature in the mid and upper 30s will keep much of the precipitation as rain. Evaporate cold and could be temperature freezing in a few spots across northern and north central Massachusetts, but never widespread. Main adjustment of this updated between minimum temperature of 3 degrees that corresponding with a milder hourly temperatures. Otherwise, continue with clouds and trace precipitation and potential for isolated patches of light accident from any precipitation and strong air enough to both reach the ground and cool the local air mass before freezing. And as high pressure remains offshore at weak southwest Florida and southern New England. 7-day forecast goes like this. Tonight, just rain, likely mainly between 2 and 5 a.m. Clouds got about 3 degrees. South wind about 3 to 5 miles an hour, just patient 30%. Wednesday, a slight chance of light rain before 8 a.m. Clouds got about Grand McKelvey, most of the time about 57 degrees. Southwest about 3 to 7 miles an hour, just patient 20%. So, bring the rain gear with you in the morning, but then in the afternoon, lose it because it's going to be mild and you don't need the coat. Wednesday, patch back after 1 a.m. was Park Clouds about 35 degrees. Southwest about 5 miles coming in the evening for Thursday. Most sides about 62 degrees. Light southwest wind increase to 5 to 9 miles an hour morning. For Thursday, patch back after 1 a.m. most wise, mostly clouds about 44 degrees. Southwest about 5 to 8 miles an hour. For Friday, chance of showers, mostly clouds about 59 to about 45 degrees. Chest patient 30%. For Saturday, showers likely after 3 p.m. Clouds got about 62 to about 36 degrees. Chest patient 65%. And for Sunday, most of the Saturday podcast about 44 to about 26 degrees. But Monday, most of the Saturday podcast about 42 to about 25 degrees. And for Tuesday, chance of showers, put that's about 42 degrees. Chest patient 30%. Here's weather phase of the night. Rainy start of your morning, then mild up and warming up on a warm Wednesday. That's made for the period till 11 o'clock news, and it's late To the night, February 21st, 2017, I'm to be a good night with a good positive attitude, and I'll see you tomorrow morning with more report. I hope you all have a good night.